We love you, Mandela, 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 Mandela.
I think it's our responsibility as well as our honor to be able to go to pay respects, to salute, pay tribute to the great icon.
Being there is important, and that Mandela is such an extraordinary experience in my time that I would not want to have missed the opportunity.
And today again we have come together to go to this funeral. Again, thanks for the opportunity. This is the type of work that our ancestors have done. We must recognize that we are a prolongation of Africa.
It's a testament to his unifying power that Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister, Kamla Persad-Bissessar, and opposition leader Dr. Keith Rowley were able to share a flight to Mandela's homeland. Trinidad and Tobago and the CARICOM leaders made the journey with the rest of the world to pay their respects to a man who not only fought for his people's freedom, but through his struggle, changed the world. This isn't a nation in mourning. This is a nation celebrating. Celebrating a man without whom their lives would have looked much different. Mandela spent 27 years in jail as a member of the ANC, fighting to end the political practice of apartheid.
Caribbean Airlines has made history once again, touching down in Africa, here in South Africa. So I think that's a tremendous thing for all Caribbean people.
I had 1 hour sleep last night, but the flight was very comfortable, very smooth. So I think it's going to be a good day if we get some sunshine.
The Caribbean Airlines flight transporting the CARICOM delegation touched down at the OR Tambo International Airport on a cold, wet Tuesday morning, ending 13 hours of flying. The rains that greeted them blanketed all of Johannesburg, at times threatening the memorial service for the former South African president, already taking place at the FNB National Stadium. But it could not dampen spirits. It was the last place Mandela had been seen in public at the 2010 World Cup, the first time it was hosted on African soil. The media never made it inside, but those who braved the blistering weather were eager to share their love and passion for Nelson Mandela with everyone.
I'm here to thank Nelson Mandela and to celebrate his life. We are grateful for all the things he has done to us as South Africans. And I wish that all world leaders can take cues from his values of peace, of forgiveness, of creating a democratic and peaceful society for everyone.
The best bit for me is just to come together as a community of South Africans and celebrate the life of our father.
We love you, Madiba!
And that chorus of love and praise echoed throughout this land. The memorial service was the beginning of days of mourning and remembrance, and for these youngsters, it was their opportunity to honor a man who gave them the freedom they celebrate today.
You gave us freedom, you fought for us, you know. Today we are living, we are working, and we are alive. Full power, full peace, and you know us. You know that Mr. Mandela was a good person, and I love him, and I'll miss him.
Young and old understand and appreciate Nelson Mandela's fight. And those too young to understand are taught about Mandela's enduring legacy to preserve freedom for future generations.
I came here to pay respect because I wanted my child as well to be part of the history of South Africa. So that when she grows up, she'll also be able to tell her kids that once we had one president who fought for our country, for our freedom, and then when we went through to his funeral, to the memorial service, I was also there.
Now, days in Pretoria begin on this euphoric note, singing and celebration through the streets. Today, hundreds line and parade through Pretoria to welcome the hearse carrying Madiba's body. It's Wednesday morning, the first day his body will lie in state at Union Building. the building where he was sworn in as president after his release from prison. This is the final opportunity for many to see him and say farewell and say thank you. The South African government spared nothing for the father of their nation's final farewell. Streets were blocked off, armed troops out in full force, their uniforms glistening under the morning sun. They were here to guard the final journey of a king. The skies cleared on Wednesday, and those kept away by the rain the day before emerged to join the celebration and thanksgiving to a man who earned his place in history at great cost.
We have lost a legend, we have lost a soldier. He committed his life in fighting for democracy in South Africa. So we are so proud. He has worked a lot for us. Thank you.
The lines snaked through the city streets. Tens of thousands of South Africans from near and far waited patiently their turn to see Madiba. Among those making the journey, these best friends, their friendship a living example of the legacy of Nelson Mandela.
He was a beautiful man. He meant so much to me. I mean, I'm among the white population, and going back to 1994, all my friends, my family, everybody, they were so terrified. And when Mandela came in, he brought us all together. He was happy for us as well, and it was just wonderful. He's a wonderful man. You know, he stood for so much. He brought every culture together in this country, and nobody else could have ever done that. No one.
As a child, she tells me she was not restricted to white communities. Because of her father's work with the Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, she was exposed to her country's diversity. Their friendship today is possible because of Mandela's sacrifice.
Working with animals, we went into every community, and as a child I went with him. So I was always exposed to every community in South Africa, and we had friends amongst all the communities, and we did not stand for apartheid. It's a better place for everybody because we have equality.
Yeah, everything is equal. We can stay together, we can drink together,
we can go anywhere together.
We're sharing everything.
And nobody looks at you funny like in the old days.
But the old days of apartheid remain etched in the minds of many who lived through that dark period in South Africa's history.
I said it was a terrible time to live in.
We met this lady on our way to view Nelson Mandela's body. His life means different things to different people, but for her, it meant going home.
In fact, I wasn't even here because I had to leave 1976 for exile. So I was all over the world waiting for this day, which came in 1994, when we're very happy that South Africa is finally going to be free and we can return home and be in a free and democratic South Africa. We were the products of the uprisings of 1976, when we were haunted by police all over, and then many of us felt unsafe. Then we had to run away to go and pursue a struggle from outside South Africa because it was very difficult inside here. One might have landed in jail or have been dead, or anything could have happened. But to pursue the struggle, some of us had to go away.
Her exile was to the forests in Tanzania. She roamed through countries like Angola, Zambia, Nigeria, afraid to return home.
Oh, you can imagine what it meant. It meant going back home after 15 years. For the first time in 1991, we came back home. And we were looking forward to this new South Africa, which was ushered in through the efforts of Nelson Mandela and others. So it was hilarious. It was a great thing for us.
These were the stories expressed on the streets almost every day through song and dance. A spirited and contagious thank you.
It was so inspiring, in some ways awe-inspiring, to see the world leaders all gathered together, to see them pay tribute and homage to a great man, a great son of South Africa and indeed of the world.
Well, I can't think of any other occasion in my lifetime that is so momentous. And I don't know that I can think of another one on its way. Mandela really was a giant of a man. And to see the whole world acknowledging him, his life, his accomplishment, and the output of his sacrifice, it was quite moving.
You could hear, this is a time of mourning, but it's also a time of celebration of a great life. And you could hear that in the rhythms and the voices of the people. All I could do is echo that. To me, that says what Mandela means to South Africa and what he means to all those in the world who care about freedom.
But no one appreciates freedom like he who lived without it.
Till today, there's a great change, there's a great difference after the apartheid, whereby now everybody has got the same rights, also the same constitution, and the movement of the people is not restricted to certain people and to certain places.
And you're saying that is not, were it not for Nelson Mandela, this would not have happened?
Surely, without him, he's a miracle. He's a man just brought to us by God.
I love Mandela like that I love Deji. Mandela today is dying. And Mandela helped everybody in South Africa. Today I'm more happy today. I'm happy, no happy. Mandela is a dad. He's a mommy. He's a brother. He's a sister.